Hello everyone. Many of you, after posting my video about my new Shack 2020, many of you asked me what I had as an antenna. Okay, so I have multiple antenna, but I live in the suburb of Montreal and I have a small lot which is 6,500 square feet, and it's 100 by 65. I got the towers about in the middle of the lot, okay? And this tower is a 56-foot tower, and on it I have an inverted V Dipole for 80 meter. I also have an UrbanBeam, which is a 2-element Yagi from 6 to 20 meter, and it's a folded dipole on 30 and 40 meter. It is made by SteppIR. It has a very small footprint and it performed very well. Since it's a SteppIR, there is some, in the element, there is some step motor which change the length of the antenna as you go on the frequency. So it's full coverage, general coverage, from 7 megahertz to 54 megahertz, which is 6 meter, and 6 to 40 meter with one antenna that always is flat in SWR. Okay, so this is like having a monoband beam on each band from 6 to 20 meter, and on 30 and 40, okay, it goes on the other side of the element, and you have only one element active, but it's become a folded dipole, fully resonant, okay? So half-wave dipole, so you have a folded dipole on 30 and 40 meter, which perform very well because it's also flat on any frequency you use, because you can actually adjust it with the controller. So that is what I have for the HF. On top of the tower, I got a diamond antenna, which is a X6000A, which is a VHF UHF antenna. This is the triple band. That means you do 144 megahertz, you do also 440 megahertz, and you also do 1.2 gigahertz. This antenna matched perfectly my IC9700, which I use as a VHF UHF base station. And here what I have is a switch from Ameritron, which is a RCS-8V, and everything I'm talking to you about today, there is a specific video on that on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see the review of this remote switch from Ameritron, there's a video on that. I will list all the items below into the comments, okay? So if you want to check it out, so you can check that video. There's also a full series including 3 videos that I made, okay? The unboxing and the part check, the assembling, and the installation and test of the SteppIR UrbanBeam, which it's been on top of the tower for almost 2 years. There was, sorry for the noise, we're in the city. This antenna was installed about 2 years ago. It survived windstorm, it survived ice storm in Canada, it survived very cold temperature, and it works very well. Didn't have any issue, I can't complain. It's perfect for our climates here in Canada, okay? So this is very good for the SteppIR. The inverted V Dipole is 480 meter. So I cover, for my small lot, I cover a lot of bands. I cover from 6 to 40 meter, okay? All band included. I cover 80 meter, and I cover as well VHF, UHF, 144, 440, and 1.2 gigahertz. So there is only 220 and 160 that I didn't cover in that, you know, in the spectrum of AM radio, VHF, UHF, and HF band. So it's pretty good for a small lot like here, and the setup is very good. It's been doing very well. There's a lot of noise, okay? You can see here I got a transformer in the back, okay, right in my backyard, and there's some high voltage wire that transport electricity to other quarters that are around, so other houses. So it's not the perfect environment for AM radio, but since I work in downtown, so I need to live close by. Maybe someday I'll have a bigger lot and have more antenna. I will have an antenna farm. That will be a dream. That's not the case, but it's pretty good considering where I am located, and it's very well grounded. This tower is very well grounded. My house was actually they call some pure in French. I don't know how to say it in English. But we have some argile soil here, so we need to set the foundation right into the rock or to the density of 45,000 pounds, okay? So I have 24 4x4, 3/8 wide, okay? Square tube, cemented inside so it won't rust, going down into the ground, okay, 90 feet. And I had a 5/8 rod solder on that with a crimp and some what we call Oxguard or Penetrox compound to have a good ground with number 6, a 3 on each leg. So this tower is very well ground, okay. So this is my antenna system. And what we're going to do now, okay, you can hear birds sing, neighbors, dog bark, whatever, okay, but it's tough to film outside here. And this tower is very old. I got it used, and somebody had a TV antenna on it in 1999, and I bought it for 50 bucks. I put it down, okay, I paint it, restore it, and install it on my other house. It's been there 5 years, and I moved here in 2005. And I repainted again. I removed one section to have it more heavy duty because this is 6 square feet of wind load maximum. This is a medium HD. It's made by Wade Antenna Tower. It's 56 foot, but it could be 64. But I did remove the top section and I have a plated section that I bought to replace the second section from the top. Okay, so it is and it's give me 6 square feet. And this is the old measurement. There's 2 measurements about the square feet, so that can be confusing when you're shopping for antenna. But this, the UrbanBeam, I think it's 3.7, okay, and the vertical about 1. So I'm really under the maximum capacity of this tower. The concrete block here is 3x3, and it goes about 5 feet deep. And at the bottom, it is 6x6. So it's made like this, okay. So it's very solid. I think it's 12,000 pounds of concrete that I have in there. Got a conduit right here going underground, going straight into my mechanical room in the house. And I have 3 2-inch pipe coming in so I can have all my coax into the shack. It is a good thing to bring your coax into the ground like this, okay? If you protect it with a pipe. What it does actually, it's like putting ferrites around your coax so you won't carry RF into the shack, okay? So it's doing the same thing going into the ground. So that is not a bad practice to do that, okay? And this is my antenna system. What we're gonna do now, okay? We're gonna turn the antenna, we're gonna have the beam. It is completely retract, the element inside the beam right now. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna go on 20 meters and gonna hear the beam, okay? Retract to the frequency that we request, and my son's going to turn the rotor after that. It's a Yaesu 450. It's a small rotator from Yaesu, which is able to rotate this UrbanBeam without any issue. It's been there, like I say, for a few years. So that's about it, and we will do that in a moment. You know, guys, YouTubers in the ham radio community have all my respects, because making a video takes a lot of efforts, and doing a quality video takes even more. Especially when you have to retakes and do some retakes, and some of the shots you film while you were playing with the device or reviewing the device is out of focus, the sound isn't right. It takes a lot of effort to make a video, and this is not a complaint, but I just want to know that I was lacking time making this video, and while I was filming outside, the main camera was out of focus and I didn't notice. So what happened is I took the second footage from the second camera, but I'm not looking at the camera, okay? But I decided to keep the footage anyway because I wanted to talk to you about it, okay? And at the same time, I'm lacking of time right now. So this is why I kept that video. And I was not able to film correctly the sound of the element the first time because I brought the camera, the main camera, in the front of the house. But my wireless receiver for audio with the recorder was attached to the camera, and I forgot about it. And the audio was not very good because it was a little bit far from the transmitter, which is a wireless microphone system that I have here. So anyway, so I just want you to pay my respects to all the YouTubers out there who try to make their best to bring some contents to you guys. On that word, there is a video showing how to protect, how to have a multi-HF rig, multi-antenna system in one shack and safely without blowing your equipment. Okay, there's a video about it that I made a little while ago. So the link is on the card here if you want to check it out. Okay, so you will see all my setup and all I use those antenna and the radios to be sure that it's safe and that it is accessible for any HF that I can use at any point in time. So you can check that out. On that, I'd say if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. Your support is very much appreciated. On that, I'll say 73 and catch you some other time.